on time. So, what is the probable time we can have the class? Some additional class needs to be done. Otherwise, it will be a little difficult. So, Sunday is okay for everyone. Sunday, same time, like maybe 7 to 9. And even Saturday and Sunday, if we both the day, we can have some
Mm,
extra class,
Krishna
7 to 9.
Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji. Actually, physical classes are there. Most of the
Sorry?
physical classes in Saturday. ভক্তি দীক্ষের যে ফিজিক্যাল ক্লাসগুলো হয় না প্রভুজি, ওগুলো বেশিরভাগই স্যাটারডে সানডেই থাকে। তো আমাদের
Okay.
যে ডেটটা আছে মানে সোম বুধ শুক্র, মানে বাকিরা কি সাজেশন দেয় জানি না, মানে আমার এটা মনে হয় সোম বুধ শুক্র আমাদের যে ডেটটা আছে এই ডেটটাতেই ফিক্স থেকে, যেহেতু আমাদের অলরেডি আমরা দুদিন দেরিতে স্টার্ট হয়েছে, তাহলে আমাদের যদি ওই উইকে যে উইকটায় সোমবার হয়তো আছে ওই উইকে যদি আমরা আবার বুধবার শুক্রবার এরকম
Okay.
করি, মানে
সেটা
ওয়েডনেসডে
মানে সেটা
ফ্রাইডেতেই
হলে
রাখি, যেটা ভক্তি
সেটা
মানে
তাহলে
ভক্তি
তাহলে
শাস্ত্রে
সেভাবে
ক্লাসে
করে
যেটা
দিতে হবে।
শিডিউল।
এক সপ্তাহ পিছবে আর কি, আপনাদের পরীক্ষা দেওয়ার ইয়েতে একটা সপ্তাহ পিছবে, সেটা হচ্ছে। ঠিক আছে, তাহলে সেরকম ভাবে আমি দিয়ে কথা বলে নেবো। ঠিক আছে, ওকে। সো লেট আস স্টার্ট।
প্রভু, আরেকটা রিকোয়েস্ট, একটু প্রিপারেশনের জন্য টাইম পাওয়া গেলে ভালো হয় আর কি, এক্সামের জন্য।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে, বুঝতে পেরেছি বুঝতে পেরেছি।
তাহলে একটু
হ্যাঁ
ভালো
মানে
করে পড়ে আর কি
ফ্রাইডে
দেওয়া যায়। হ্যাঁ
ক্লাস শেষ হচ্ছে, সানডে এক্সাম দিয়ে দেওয়া হচ্ছে, একদিনের মধ্যে খুব
হ্যাঁ, একটা
অসুবিধা হয়ে
সপ্তাহ গ্যাপ
যাচ্ছে
দেওয়া দরকার,
প্রভু।
একটা সপ্তাহ গ্যাপ থাকা দরকার।
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ,
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ প্রভু,
একটা
থার্ড
সপ্তাহ
ইউনিটে
একটু
আমরা
ভালো
টাইম
করে পড়ে দিলে
পেয়েছিলাম।
ভালো।
সবাই পরীক্ষা
হ্যাঁ,
দিয়েছি।
থার্ড ইউনিটে আমরা টাইম পেয়েছিলাম, বাট এরকম কোনো গ্যাপ দেওয়া হচ্ছে না, তো ফ্রাইডে শেষ হলেই সানডে এক্সামটা শিডিউল করে দেওয়া হচ্ছে, এটাও একটা রিকোয়েস্ট ছিল।
আমি এটা কথা বলে নিচ্ছি, কথা বলে যে এক সপ্তাহ গ্যাপ দিয়ে
থ্যাংক
তাহলে আপনারা দেবেন, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই।
হ্যাঁ,
তাহলে আমার আপনার
থ্যাংক ইউ
একদিক থেকে
প্রভু।
সুবিধা, যে অন্য দিনগুলো থেকে এটা দিলে হলো সুবিধা। ঠিক আছে, অসুবিধা নেই। ওম অজ্ঞানতিমিরান্ধস্য জ্ঞানাঞ্জনশলাকায় চক্ষুরুন্মিলিतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं तदा मह्यं ददाति सफलान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणः रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणः ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। হরে কৃষ্ণা। তো সকলকে মাধব তিথি উপলক্ষে অনেক শুভেচ্ছা। আশা করি আজকে পুরুষোত্তম মাসের শেষ একাদশী তিথি। তো খুব ভালো দিনে আমরা আজকে একটা গ্রন্থ অধ্যয়ন করছি প্রভুপাদের। তো আশা করি সকলে খুব সুন্দরভাবে মাধব তিথি যতনে পালন করেছেন। তো আমরা শুরু করছি আজকে আমাদের বাকি যে অংশটা আছে। তো আমরা এর আগে যেটা আলোচনা করেছিলাম সেটা হচ্ছে, যে আলোচনাটা আমাদের কন্টিনিউ হচ্ছিল সেটা হচ্ছে ভক্তির সংজ্ঞা, উত্তম ভক্তির সংজ্ঞা নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করছিলাম। এবং সেখানে আমরা উত্তম ভক্তির আর কি ভক্তির স্বরূপ লক্ষণ নিয়ে আলোচনা করেছি। তা আশা করি স্বরূপ লক্ষণ সংক্রান্ত বিষয়টা আপনারা পড়েছেন বই থেকে এবং সেটা আপনারা বুঝতে পেরেছেন, এবং সেই নিয়ে কোনো প্রশ্ন যদি থাকে প্রথমে আমরা নিতে পারি কিছু প্রশ্ন, তারপরে আমরা আমি ইংলিশে ক্লাস দেওয়ার সো উই আর ডিসকাসিং the primary characteristic of Uttama Bhakti, and regarding that we have discussed lastly in our last class. So if anybody have any question regarding that, so we can take that. Everybody has understood? It is clear now. So can anybody say what is the Sharup Lakhon or primary characteristic of Bhakti? Hare Krishna. What is the Sharup Lakshan or primary characteristic? Please, somebody should, without seeing the notebook, based on the understanding, please say something. Whatever is there, because whatever is there in our mind, that will be only there. Notebook will be there, the notes will be in the notebook. Understanding will be there in our mind. Until and unless the notebook is transferred to our mind or our understanding. So, anybody? Yes. No hand raise. So what he will understand? Because this question is must. This question you have to write. Yes, Shivani Mataji. Please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
This is an exam.
Can I
This is
say
not
this?
Viva exam. This is just refreshing. Yes.
Prabhuji, you told that in the Swarup Lakshana means for example, a doctor who is practicing. So that will be his primary characteristic, and after practicing, he gets the opportunity to do the operation or the surgeries, and he is getting calls from different hospitals for doing the surgeries. So that will be his secondary characteristic.
Yes. So now that was the example. Okay, that is the example I have given for understanding what is primary characteristic and what is secondary characteristic. Now, regarding bhakti, what is the primary characteristic without which bhakti cannot exist?
Pleasing to Krishna.
Practicing Krishna consciousness means at the neophyte stage. मतलब प्रभु जी हम लोग प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं अंडर अ प्रॉपर कोच. We are practicing, and that is our primary characteristic. And after that, by the blessings and the mercy, when we will get the Krishna prema, that will be the Uttama Bhakti. I mean, the secondary characteristic.
The secondary characteristic I am coming later. I am coming first of all understanding what is the primary characteristic.
Pleasing to Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Pleasing to Krishna.
Sorry?
It is auto muted. It is pleasing to Krishna and performed with the intention to please Krishna. ভক্তি অনুকূলে যে জিনিসগুলো সেগুলো করব আমাদের আসলে প্রাইমারি কৃষ্ণকে আমাদের প্লিজ করব.
So pleasing Krishna with the intention to pleasing Krishna. Okay. So that is
পারফর্ম উইথ দ্য ইন্টেনশন টু প্লিজিং কৃষ্ণ। যা কিছুই করব ইন্টেনশনটা থাকবে কৃষ্ণকে আমরা কি করে প্লিজ করব, সন্তুষ্ট করব।
yes. So this word is given in the sloka. What is the word for this? With the intention to please Krishna.
অনুকূলেন কৃষ্ণ অনুশীলনম। অনুকূলেন কৃষ্ণ।
Yes, Anushilanam means, yes, Anukulana is the favorable mood, with favorable intention, with the intention to Krishna, to please Krishna. Okay. So if this intention to please Krishna is not there, then even though we are pleasing Krishna, it will not be considered as a bhakti. Example, can anyone remember example? In last class we have discussed many example. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
The example you have given, like Kamsa and their warriors.
No, what specifically Kongsha? What about Kongsha? What is the service he was doing, but with a unfavorable mood? What is the service he was doing?
Service he was trying to means kill Krishna by sending different demons.
This is service. This is service.
Service, not a service.
But he was doing a service. I have discussed. I don't know whether I have discussed about Kongsha or not. As you take the example, I am just asking you. I have not given actually Kongsha's example. I have given someone else example. It was related to Kongsha Lila, Kongsha Bodh Lila, but it was not exactly about Kongsha. But Kongsha was also doing a particular limbs of devotional service, but due to his
All the time he is thinking about Krishna.
Sorry.
Kamsa, all the time he is thinking about Krishna.
Yes, Ankita Mataji is correct. Smaranam. I have given this example. Narad Muni said the Smaranam that Kamsa was doing, even a devotee cannot do. Because he was so fearful. Bhayat. That is the verse. I don't want to enter into that because that is a very big topic of discussion. It is related to this subject matter. This is given in Bhagavatam. I will give you reference if you want to. If you are interested, you can read this. That is a section, 7th canto. Narad Muni was explaining and Prabhupada is explaining. Narad Muni was explaining in a different angle and Prabhupada was clarifying that angle. And that angle is like Bhayat, Kamat, Deshat. 3 words Narad Muni used. Out of fear, someone is performing devotional service. The example, Kamsa. Out of Deshat, Desh, Viddesh, Shishupal. The example is Shishupal. Kamat, the example has been given, like the example is given at the gopis, but gopis were doing favorably. Okay. But but that Kama is like a golden, it is considered as that lust is not the material lust, the spiritual lust. That lust, normally lust means what? Why it is spiritual? The lust, out of lust we want to please ourselves. But they were feeling lusty to please Krishna. So that was completely different direction. So that's why it's spiritual. So I will not enter much detail of it. But the point is, regarding Bhayat, we cannot perform this kind of service to Krishna. Because out of fear, there is a service sometimes, because the gradation of bhakti also comes from that only. Not bhakti actually. Appreciating or following some scripture, following some rules and regulation comes out of fear. But bhakti is not actually out of fear. Fear may be there, that out of fear I am remembering Krishna. But Kongsho was remembering out of fear and with an intention to kill Krishna. See, out of fear we can call Krishna. Okay, that I will discuss in the secondary characteristic, it will come. But Kongsho there is an example of Chanur and Mushtik. I am given an example of Chanur and Mushtik. Fighting with Chanur and Mushtik. Fighting with Hiranyakashipu. That fighting, Hiranyakashipu, Chanur and Mushtik was giving a pleasure to Krishna. But that is not bhakti because the intention was not favorable. It was Krishna was pleased, but mood is not pleased. But mood is not favorable. Like Kaliya Jaman example we have shown. Kaliya Jaman is chasing Krishna. Jarasandha is chasing Krishna. And Jashodama is chasing Krishna. Okay. So this we need to understand Anukullena. And then Krishna. Krishna means Krishna and Krishna's paraphernalia, Krishna's devotees, everything is included in that Krishna. Okay. Secondly, Anushilanam. I will start from this Anushilanam. There were many discussions about Anushilanam which we may not have completed last class. So, Anushilanam means constant activity following predecessor acharyas. Okay. So, this is what Anukullena, Krishna should get pleasure from it. Devotees' attitude towards Krishna should be favorable, and Krishna and various expansion, Krishna's paraphernalia, Krishna's pure devotees. Anushilanam means Krishna practicing Krishna consciousness, doing this service, engaging in devotional service constantly, not an occasional service. Occasional service is okay, that is a Shukriti. Or yes, like last class, somebody asked the question that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said someone is taking like Rath Yatra is going, Jagannath is going, and someone is Jai Jagannath is saying. So is that a bhakti? Yes, it is a activity of bhakti, but with that chanting, his doorway of entering into the bhakti school get open, but he need to take admission. He need to enter into it. If he don't enter, then he will not gradually progress. That activity will store will be saved as a shukri. The point is there. But for our perspective, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that someone is chanting Krishna's holy name is Kanishta Adhikari? Because at some level he is performing some bhakti. But that cannot be considered, that kind of Kanishta Adhikari cannot be considered like a other Kanishta Adhikari. There are Kanishta, we will you will be studying the definition of Kanishta Adhikari, various levels of definition of Kanishta Adhikari in Upadeshamrita. Chapter Sloka 5. We will elaborately discuss. So there are Prakita Sahajiyas are also called Kanishta Adhikari. Okay. Someone is chanting one time Krishna names are also Kanishta. And there are devotees who have accepted Krishna and doing devotional service following four regulative principles. They are also called Kanishta. So the point is, someone is taking Krishna's holy name, we should give him Shraddha, we should respect him. Okay, and that is the glorification of the holy name also, from that perspective. So, like that we need to understand. But there, the Anushilanam is actually lacking. If they are not following anything, then that Anushilanam is lacking. Okay, so. But they are chanting actually, even though why it cannot be, why someone's chanting will be considered one time chanting will be considered as a Kanishta Adhikari, when that also will be done with a favorable mood to please Krishna. But this type of chanting, someone is taking Jai Jagannath, this is an occasion. Some festival is going, and in that festival someone is chanting. So that kind of chanting obviously have a benefit, because Krishna's name, he is connecting with Krishna. Like Ajamil was chanting. But with that, the doorway to going back to Godhead got open. He got saved from death, from going to hell, okay, from hellish punishment. But that does not make him directly delivered to spiritual world. He again need to go to Haridwar and practice. That is the point. Practice is required. So Jiva Goswami gives these three examples. If the king gives instruction to get armies ready, then ministers should understand what need to be done, and the soldiers should be ready with the weapons. If king says that call warriors for a feast, then they don't have to come with their own weapons. If the king is going out, he is going out with his entourage. Continuous service or emotion to Krishna, his expansion or paraphernalia with a pleasing attitude towards Krishna. This is Anukula. Okay. So the point is, this weapon is actually Anukul. Okay. This weapon, a warrior and weapon is inseparable. So Krishna, for a devotee, pleasing Krishna and with a favorable mood is inseparable. But in some cases, there are separation. Okay. So if there is a separation, then that is not Anukul. But if there is integration, then it is Anukul. Okay. So now we will enter. Is that clear? I think we have enough discussion. Okay. So now we will go to secondary characteristic, and today I need to complete the first chapter. I don't know.
তটস্থ লক্ষণটাকে একটু বলবেন?
Yes, I am entering into
Sorry,
secondary
sorry,
characteristic only.
ওকে
I have not started anything now. I'm just opening it. Tadasth Lakshan means secondary characteristic. Okay, so now let us understand what is secondary characteristic. Again, once again, I am refreshing. Suppose I am telling a man name is Subodh Roy. Okay, and as soon as I am telling this man name Subodh Roy, that means the man is existing. And for the existence of the man, suppose someone, when we ask someone, what is, give your tell something about you, introduce yourself. What we say normally, materially, we say my name is this, my father name is this, my mother name is this, I am staying there, this something like this. This way we keep on. So that means a person named Subodh is existing means he has a father and mother. So having father and mother, without having father and mother, can that person exist? Without having a father and mother, can a person exist? A material person cannot exist. Okay. So that means this is his primary characteristic. Now, this particular person is living such and such place. This person is married or unmarried. This person is a professor, is a working profession, he is a doctor. That all those other things will come as a secondary characteristic. Okay. Which will, what is the requirement of secondary characteristic? Why secondary characteristic important? Tell someone. Please switch on the camera. Devotees are requested, those who have already reached their home and listening this class, please keep their camera on. Because I am again and again telling this thing, this will be taken account. Okay, because particularly in Google Meet, even though when I am sharing, everything is visible. Okay, so sharing screen is separate, and how the devotees are shown in the picture in the screen is also visible. Anyway, so what is the importance of secondary characteristic? Can anyone say? See, I am not making you reading, but that does not mean there will not be an interaction. When I am asking something, please respond.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu,
What is the importance of secondary characteristic?
secondary, what I understood, like whatever we are doing, like even cooking, so Sadam cooking for Krishna, that's also the intention, no? Even we are going market purchasing vegetables and
না,
all.
মাতাজি আমি জিজ্ঞেস করছি যে এই তটস্থা লক্ষণ বা এই সেকেন্ডারি ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিকটার দরকার কি? প্রাইমারি ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক ইজ সাফিসিয়েন্ট।
ও তাহলে না, এটা অ্যান্সার।
সেকেন্ডারি ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিকটা আমরা একজন কোনো একটা ব্যক্তির সম্বন্ধে আলোচনা করছিলাম, সুবোধ রায়। His primary characteristic I have explained. What is the characteristic? He is having father and mother. At least he is having 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes. These are the things. Okay, anatomically he is a human being. So those are his primary characteristics. Now his other additional characteristics are his secondary characteristics. Now what is the requirement? Why is it very important to know the secondary characteristic or not? What do you think? Hare Krishna.
It's required, Prabhu.
Why it is required? My question is why it is required.
Then only we can understand about whole that man or
Yes.
person.
We understand what? You have
The
used
whole about that person.
whole,
The particular.
exactly, completely. To understanding something completely, we need these secondary characteristics. Otherwise, we will not able to understand completely that person. Is that clear? Similarly, bhakti primary characteristic is there. Okay, the bhakti is there, but to appreciate bhakti completely means to come to the excellence of the bhakti. Primary characteristics are very important. Rather, without these primary characteristics, the bhakti will remain as simple bhakti, samanya bhakti. It will not be called as a uttama bhakti. It will be a general bhakti.
Prabhu, secondary characteristic, right?
Yes.
Tatastha.
Now we are discussing about secondary characteristic and what is the importance of secondary characteristic. Why it is important. So without this secondary characteristic, we cannot understand a person completely. We will know that he is a father and mother of that person. That's it. We may know up to that. But to have a relationship, to have a friendship, if we don't know anything else about that person, whether that person is a good or bad, we don't know. Then whether we will approach that person or not, we will not able to take any decision. Isn't that? So we need to understand this. Without knowing these secondary characteristics, we will not able to know anything completely. There will be an incomplete or a general understanding will be there. Specific understanding will not be there. This is very specific. What exactly what is that? And secondary characteristic will give, like complete means the pure form of the bhakti. That will be revealed through Tatastha Lakshan. Okay. This Tatastha Lakshan will be this by this secondary characteristic, these additional features, the completeness, the complete picture will come to us, will be revealed. What actually the bhakti actually means. Okay. So that is Unna Vilashita Shunnam. Unna means other. Avilasha. Now here also very important thing we will going to discuss. Avilasha, desire for bhukti, mukti, siddhi. Ita, Avilashita, motive, desire for survival, eating, etc. Shunnam, 0. Anna Avilashita Shunnam. Now, is this clear? That means when we will be doing bhakti, so that means with bhukti, with mukti, with siddhi, also we can do bhakti. Is that correct or not? Can we do bhakti with bhukti, mukti and siddhi?
Yes, Prabhu.
Example.
Like Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj. Example of?
Bhakti.
Bhukti. Very good. Someone else. Mukti. These are all discussed. Discussed in which chapter? Which section? In Unit 2. Fortunately, I have taken the Unit 2, so I know how far I have discussed. Elaborately discussed about mixed devotional service and Kevala devotional service. Kevala Bhakti, Gunatmika Bhakti, Trigunatmika, that Pradhanibhuta Bhakti, Gunibhuta Bhakti, Kevala Bhakti, everything is related to this only. At that time, also we have just touched it, not elaborated it, but it is related. See, Rupa Goswami is defining such a definition of bhakti which encompassing all the scriptures available. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we only know these two elaborately. Apart from this, everywhere, Quran, everywhere, all the leelas, all the things are there in this one definition. Can you understand how much depth in this one particular definition is having? In this definition, all the lila, eternally the devotees has performed past and will perform future and is performing now, is defined in this. All kind of bhakti. All kind of bhakti is there, and finally it indicates the Uttama Bhakti also. Try to appreciate the depth of this definition.
So for Mukti, like 4 Kumaras can.
Yes. In general, all the Paramatma Vadis, particularly those who are Dhanibhuta Bhakti. Dhanibhuta Bhakti. That is the Mukti part. Liberation. They were seeking for the Mukti. Mokko Vancha Porjanto. That is particularly Mukti Kami Bhakti is explained in the last section of the 7th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. That is the specific verse which is indicating about Mokshakami Bhaktas. Okay. Siddhis. Siddhis are all the Dhyana Yogis. This Siddhi actually is Dhyana Yogis. Okay. Durvasha Muni has so many Siddhis. Okay. Even the Muktikami devotees you can count Shukdev Goswami also. Initially, primarily. Chatush Kumar was also primarily Muktikami, yes. Okay. So now, later they become pure devotee. Both of them. So, in Bhakti Kami devotees, there are all the demigods are Bhakti Kami devotees. Shakam Bhakta. Okay. All the demigods also come into Shakam Bhakta. They are again, most of the time Shakam Bhakta. They are not like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was initially Bhakti Kami, but then he became completely Nishkami. Okay, so Ovilash we understood. That is some desire. Now, my question is, Rupa Goswami can say, Onno Ovilasha Sunnam. Why Onno Ovilashita? Why Onno Ovilashita? Hare Krishna. Why not Onno Ovilasha Sunnam? Why Rupa Goswami has added this additional prefix, Ovilashita?
Prabhu, if the desire is in relation to the Supreme,
Sorry?
so like if the desire is in relation to Supreme or not, so to differentiate that, maybe that term.
Anyone else? Hare Krishna, some Mataji was trying to tell something.
प्रभु अभिलाषिता मीन्स बहुत सारे डिजायर्स, मतलब एक अभिलाषा नहीं है, बहुत सारे अभिलाषा जब
Abhilashita is
नहीं
not like that. See, Abhilashita is like a ita. Ita is a motive. Motive means devotees are free from all sorts of desire. A Uttama Bhakta is free from, he's not doing any he or she is not performing any devotional service for getting any material benefit. Okay. Why he is doing? His only motive is what? His only motive is what?
To please Krishna.
To please Krishna favorably. This is his only motive. Now, sometime devotees, in some awkward situation, devotees may call out for Krishna for his survival, for his safety, for his protection. But that is not his natural motivation. When he is calling for his protection, at that time he is not calling it to give any pleasure to Krishna, but for his own survival. But that is his not general motivation to do the devotional service. Generally, he is not doing that. Example. Everybody knows.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Gajendra.
Yes. Another, Mataji.
প্রহ্লাদ মহারাজ হবে?
Sorry.
প্রহ্লাদ মহারাজ কি হবে?
Prahlad Maharaj actually is far beyond. He has not called for anything also, at least. Actually, Gajendra's calling is also, yes, Gajendra's calling is a Artho Bhakta. It is
Ajamila Prabhu. Ajamila.
Ajamil was not doing any bhakti actually, in one sense. That is a classical example for this. Very classical, and everybody knows. Whenever I
Draupadi.
Yes.
Mahabharata.
Draupadi. Yes. Draupadi is a pure devotee. He was not doing Krishna bhakti for her protection. But only at that Asat Sabha, she had to call out because everyone was silent. Okay, so that is the example of Ita. This is the significance of Ita, and there are all others. See, we also, whenever we go out for Jatra, we pray to Narasimha Bhagavan. So that kind of prayer is also coming under Ita for our protection, so that we can reach our destination properly. But normally we don't have any motivation that we are chanting so that Krishna will protect. Our only desire is Krishna may protect our Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, our only desire is to please Krishna. So now, how many of you are chanting for getting some material benefit, to get liberation in the Brahma Jyoti, and to acquire some siddhis? Prapti Siddhi, Logima Siddhi, Ishita Siddhi, Bosita Siddhi. Are you doing chanting for that? Anyone is there? Please raise hand. Are you doing? What happens? Again silence. Why silence?
No, Prabhuji, we are not doing chanting for that thing.
You are not doing for chanting for that. So that means our bhakti is also in one sense Anna Abhilashita Shunna.
Prabhu, it's truly said in the beginning. There was some
motivation
something.
was there. Yes, that is right.
Motivation was there.
Yes.
If we will chant, then we can get some peace in heart, or
Yes,
like that.
yes.
Many more
Yes.
material also wishes were there, but nowadays
No, it is not there. That is the
Yes.
that means we started with Samanna Bhakti, we started with general Bhakti. Now we are into approaching towards Uttama Bhakti. Yes, this is Uttama Bhakti. No need to shy for that. No need to hide. It is Uttama Bhakti. And also now the next point, material desire. Bhakti Murti Siddhi. There is so many examples. I am not going. This is all cover. You all know this. Bhakti Mukti Siddhi is covered in many places. Okay, I'm not entering into that. This also you are knowing Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Atayava Shanta Bhakti Mukti Siddhi Sakali Ashanta. Okay. So this is Pa for Pa, Pa Varga. Pa for Ba for Ma, hard struggle for survival. So Bhakti Mukti Siddhi, we are not in Raji Prabhu, yes.
Prabhu, that Ita, Anya Vilashita, that Ita, so the example of Draupadi, like it is often given when we are trying to explain that how Draupadi, when she completely surrendered to
Yes,
Krishna, she
yes,
came.
yes,
So that is one like good point, like we try to highlight that how she completely surrendered.
yes,
But
yes.
here in Ita, we are seeing that that is also like rejected kind of thing.
Yes, it is rejected in the one sense, she does not, that was not her general motivation. The point is, surrender. See, there are two kinds of surrender. Arjuna is also surrendered, Draupadi is also surrendered. But for Arjuna, Krishna did not say, okay, you sit down on the chariot, I am just releasing my Sudarshan Chakra, one day chapter will be closed. No. Krishna could have done it, na? What is the point, Arjuna? Arjuna could have chanted 64 rounds, 128 rounds. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna all the time. Arjuna wanted to do that. So, there is a circumstantial situation, okay, that is called apatokalin paristhiti. Okay. In apatokalin paristhiti, how we should surrender, and that actually the example given, what you are telling, in context to helplessness. We need to internally think that we are helpless. When we are chanting Krishna's name, we should chant like Draupadi, Hey Govinda. In Rupa Goswami, it is given in example in some other chapter that with one chanting in a helpless mood, one chanting, one Hey Govinda, make Krishna to appear in a Bastra avatar, infinite Bastra avatar, he revealed. Okay. So that is his helpless, the intensity of the helpless chanting is a given example. Another perspective of it, that the example given is in this context to explain this Ita, Vilashita part, is that not only for Draupadi, for any devotees who are chanting for their protection, for their survival, uh, like we can say so many things, time is less. Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur, what was his livelihood? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day asked him, what are you doing for your family members? I am always seeing you are chanting and dancing with me. How you are maintaining your family? So, Chaitanya, then he said that I only do one thing. In front of my deity, I clap 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. With that 3 clap, I get all the necessity. And with that 3 clap, if I don't get the necessity, I will go and suicide at Ganga. That's it. And you know what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied that even you have such a faith on me that a time may come when Lakshmi may need to beg, but your bhandar will be always full. So, but what is this? Clapping for this thing is not his natural motive. Okay, he's clapping only once in a day he used to do for his maintaining only. So for maintenance we depend on Krishna. That is actually not bhakti, but that is not our propensity generally. See, think of Mrigari. We can discuss elaborately many things if you want. If you can give time, I don't have any problem. But the time is less. Brigari. When Brigari was ready to accept Narad Muni's instruction, then Brigari asked, how my family will be maintained? Then Brigari said, don't worry, you just chant in front of Tulsi, everything will be maintained. So he was getting everything. So his asking question was not only for he has become devotee, he is ready to surrender to his guru, but that question was not in connection to pleasing Krishna, but for his own survival. So that is only one aspect of it, but that is not our real motivation. See, Indra got fearful and begging forgiveness. In that begging, Indra was always, Acharya just explained in the chapter, Bhagavatam chapter, he take with him Shuravi. Because he knew very well Krishna will not give proper importance to him if the Shuravi is not there. Because he is a Shakama Bhakta and he has gone there to keep his post intact so that his post does not taken away. That was internal motive. He has given so many glorification, but then also he is a Shakama Bhakta. Because the internal motive was because next, after giving so much glorification, accepting everything, knowing everything, when Krishna and Rukmini gone there and take away the Parijat flower, he started fighting. How can you take without my permission? So his constant motive is I want to intact my post. He has obedience to Krishna. That's what his bhakti is there. Bhakti motivation is inbuilt, default motivation. But this ita, Abhilashita is not inbuilt, should not be inbuilt motivation in a devotee's devotional service. Okay, so we are not doing, we know in that sense, if we do bhakti, like someone is asking, someone is a student, someone is asking some pure devotee, senior devotee, please bless me so that I can get good marks. Okay, so the devotees are telling that, okay, Krishna, you chant holy name nicely before starting your day, do morning program nicely, and then you do your study, go to exam. Then if Krishna is pleased, everything will be taken care of. And that devotee has followed that instruction and scored 97%. Initially, he was scoring 70%, 60%. After chanting every day before his study, he scored 97%. So what is this? So a point is he has been instructed in that way that you should not chant for your grade. But if you chant for the pleasure of Krishna, Krishna will take care of your material life. Okay, so that thing is there, but Abhilasha is not there. So, Abhilasha, that kind of Abhilasha may be there, some situation. Some disturbance has come. Krishna, please help. Please, I am in a total problem. I cannot do what I'm not understanding what to do. Please help. Seeking help from Krishna. Some family problem, from some official problem, something. Okay. But that is an occasional prayer. That is Abhilasha is there. But Abhilashita is not there. Propensity to have material desire, that kind of desire is not there. And in that also, that desire is also somehow or other connected to Krishna, that if I am surviving, I get this taken care, if you take care properly now, I will do bhakti. I am doing bhakti. Yeah. But it is not that if you don't take care, if you desire. So that's why Prabhupada has taught us how to pray. If you desire, please protect. Our prayer should be like that. If you desire, please cure. Sometimes we chant for so that someone become well. Someone is suffering from disease. Chant X around. You can chant X around, not that demanding, but you say requesting. Yes, Krishna, if you desire, I am chanting so that you bless him so that he can be cured and he can do wonderful service. He's a wonderful devotee. Okay. So Prabhupada has taught at his last stage how should pray, how you should pray. Okay. So Ovilashita means, time is going. Ovilashita means that we should pray with, we may pray occasionally, that may be there. That is not rejected in pure devotional service. That is included. That is there. That can be there. So Ovilasha is can be there, but Ovilashita is not. So generally we should not have that kind of Ovilashita. We should be free from Ovilashita. But occasional Ovilasha is okay. That is okay in Uttama Bhakti. Occasional Ovilasha for our protection, for our survival is okay. Is that clear? Any question? So, Jnana Karma Anabritam. So, are we doing bhakti for any impersonal philosophical speculation? Are we doing bhakti for attaining some higher planet, Vedic rituals? Anything we are doing? Adi means all other things, Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, everything comes here. Okay. Artificial detachment, mystic yoga, astrology, so many things. Anabritam. Here Prabhupada is telling ki Anabritam, not Shunnam. Here it is not Shunnam. It is not Jnana Karma Adi Shunnam. Jnana Karma Adi Anabritam. Why Anabritam? Anabritam means we should have some Jnana, we should have some Karma and Adi other things, but that things should not cover our bhakti. It should uncover. The Jnana, Atma Jnana, Bhagavad Jnana will uncover our bhakti. Krishna Karma will uncover our bhakti. Okay. So that is how we need to understand Jnana Karma Anabritam. Okay. So now our bhakti is free from all this. Okay. So one, because attracted simply to ritualistic activities without understanding Krishna, his activities are unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. Karmadi also referred to Dana, Tapa and Yajna, and from history we can see that people trying to do these things perfectly have not been able to be successful. Dana King Mriga. I think this story is there in Krishna book. You know this about this story of Mriga. He tried to give Dana to Brahman and there was some problem while giving that the cow. There was some discrepancy and there was a fight between two Brahmana and he got cursed then. So by that curse, he previously built so many temples for Vishnu temple, but he also was a very ritualistic person. So he was doing dana and in that he has some problem. So he had got two options. You want to become a lizard first for that discrepancy in your ritualistic activity, and then you will get liberation. So he said that, okay, I want to become lizard. So he became lizard in the Gokul, where Krishna was playing with his devotee and Krishna delivered him. Tapa, Ravan done tapasya. So for attaining mystic power, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, everyone has done tapasya. Naimisharana, the sages were doing yajna, performing sacrifice, till Shuta Goswami reached there. After Shuta Goswami reached, they started entering into pure bhakti. Okay. So another definition of Uttam Bhakti, Sarva Ubhadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatyana Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Shevanam Bhakti Ruchate. So all these Upadhi, I am engineer, I am doctor, I am this, I am that, I am father, I am mother, all these Upadhi, you should have to free from this. Okay. So, Anabritam uncovered by mental speculation and fruitive activities. Karma Jnana. Karmakanda, Jnanakanda, Sakali Vishara Bhanda. So, it should not cover us. If you mix up karma with bhakti, If you mix up Jnana with Bhakti, or you mix up with Yoga with Bhakti, it is contaminated, it is not pure Bhakti. It is Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. We have elaborate discussion. We need a further discussion. Elaborately we have discussed. So I am skipping this part little fast. Okay. Pure devotional service is given by Rupa Goswami and Shunnam. No desire for fruitive activities or philosophical speculation or jogging, mystic jogging. No. Simply how to satisfy Krishna. That is bhakti. Anugulyana means what is favorable, what Krishna desires. That is the first class bhakti. Someone read?
In death-threatening situations, a devotee may say, "O Lord, please save me, your devotee, now from this danger." Because it is a sudden, temporary desire, it is not harmful to his bhakti. That is because this desire arises beyond his control, opposite of his devotional nature. That desire is not his nature.
Clear? Things are clear now?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Someone else?
Therefore, superficial, fleeting desires or desires for self-preservation do not exclude one from pure devotional service, and thus pure devotional service can be executed in the stage of sadhana bhakti.
Yes. So you are doing, are we doing sadhana bhakti? Are we doing sadhana bhakti? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
So we are doing
We are
pure
doing
devotional
sadhana
service
bhakti.
also. We can do pure devotional service. If we get free, if we fulfill these secondary characteristics, we can perform pure devotional service even in sadhana bhakti stage. Is that clear? A devotee may do something which is not strictly excluded. Sorry, someone else should read. Some Prabhuji. Shubhankar Prabhu.
A devotee may do something which is not restrictly included in the category of devotional service out of consideration for public sentiment so that the people don't become hostile to the devotees and thus make it harder for the devotee to preach.
Yes. Example. Example. Prabhupada, when he was opening Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan, he has done a fat sacrifice yajna. Have you seen fat sacrifice yajna while opening? That is Vaishnav home yajna is also there. Okay, given by our Acharya. You know that? But that kind of yajna, and then at that time, some devotees were astonished. That why you have arranged such an elaborate fat sacrifice yajna in the temple? Some foreigner devotees asked Prabhupada whisperingly. Then Prabhupada also whispered in their ears that this is just a show to show them that we are also following so-called Joggo rituals, and this is also like normal temple. This is not a special temple, but ultimately at the end of this, we will start Sankirtan Joggo, which is actually the main thing. Okay, so this is what actually is explained here, so that everyone appreciate yes, this temple is also otherwise after doing this also for many years Krishna Balaram temple, Mayapur temple was called as a Firingi temple, foreigners temple, Ingrej ka mandir. These kind of things were there. They could not understand. They appreciate this Sankirtan movement in its pure form. So that though sometimes, due to some consideration, they have to do some kind of so-called Vedic ritualistic activities just to gain acceptability for facilitating their preaching propaganda, nothing else. Okay. So here a quote from Vedas Sai Maharaj. Some devotee can read it.
But if we think that if I don't do some material pious activities, then I cannot achieve bhakti or some bad will come to me, that this is against the principles of pure devotional service.
Yes. So our mentality should not be there that I have to do this ritualistic activity. If some ritualistic activity is facilitating, giving me acceptability, that is okay. But I don't have any motivation. Without this, my bhakti will be baseless. My bhakti will be finished. Okay. So this is the point. So now it's summarizing. Pure devotional service, Sarupalakshan, Anukullena, Krishnanushilanam, Tatastalakshan, Annovilasita Shunnam, Gyana Karmadi, Anabritam. Finally, this is from introduction. Sam Prabhuji. Ishwaru Prabhu, have you reached?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, please read.
Actually, Krishna consciousness can be based simply on hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. Described in the Srimad Bhagavatam are 9 different processes, besides which everything done is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. Thus, one should always be guarding against fall downs.
Yes, Samadaji.
To achieve success in self-realization or God realization, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends Sthane Sthita. You just remain in your present position. You remain as a grihastha or as a brahmana or as a sannyasi, as a businessman, professional man. It doesn't matter. But Shruti Gatam Tanu Van Mano Bhi, just try to hear about Krishna. Shruti Gatam, oral reception. Shruti Gatam means oral reception. Tanu Van Mano Bhi, and try to employ your body, words, Tanu Vak, and Mana, mind, engaged in Krishna's service.
Yes. Sam Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So this Krishna consciousness movement is to give chance to everyone to hear about Krishna. This is the first process, Sravanam. And when one has heard very nicely about Krishna, they can then he can speak about Krishna. And he must speak. You cannot remain without speaking. That is the result of Sravanam. Sravanam Kirtanam, one who has heard nicely, he must speak or preach.
Thank you. Mataji.
Pure intention to please Krishna, guided by pure devotee activity with body, mind, words, not idle meditation. Use everything in case seva,
Krishna Seva.
Krishna
Yes.
seva,
Seva.
free of jnana and karma.
Clear? So, we understood completely now what is Uttama Bhakti. Any doubt, any question is there? Now we will start another chapter. Is that okay? Everything is clear? Okay.
হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভুজি।
Yes.
বলছি আপনি তো মানে বইটা আমি পড়েছি ফার্স্ট চ্যাপ্টার অব্দি, এত কিছু তো ডিটেলসে দেওয়া নেই। মানে আপনি যেভাবে স্বরূপ লক্ষণ বা তটস্থ লক্ষণগুলো বোঝালেন, বইতে তটস্থ লক্ষণের ব্যাপারে সেরকম অত ডিটেলসে কিছুই দেওয়া নেই। স্বরূপ লক্ষণ সম্বন্ধে কিছু দেওয়া আছে, কিন্তু প্রশ্ন যেরকম আছে যে সংস্কৃত কোড থেকে আমাদেরকে ওটা লিখতে হবে। তো এটা আপনি কি পিডিএফটা পাঠিয়ে দেবেন ইংলিশে বা
এটা পাঠিয়ে
বাংলায়?
দেবো। এটা রাধেশ্যাম প্রভুজির দেওয়া নোট, আমি এটা সবাইকে পাঠিয়ে দেবো। এগুলো আপনারা নিজেরাও ডাউনলোড করতে পারেন। হ্যাঁ, ওয়েবসাইটে অ্যাভেলেবেল। এটা আমার পাঠাতে কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। এটা for everyone.
স্বরূপ ও তটস্থ লক্ষণের ভিত্তিতে সংস্কৃত শব্দ, উদাহরণ ও শিল প্রভুপাদের মন্তব্য উদ্ধৃত করে শুদ্ধ ভক্তির সংজ্ঞা নিজের ভাষায় ব্যাখ্যা করুন।
সংস্কৃত হ্যাঁ, সংস্কৃত যেগুলো ধরুন এই যে আনুকূল্যেন, কৃষ্ণানুশীলনম, অন্য অভিলাষিতা শূন্যম, এইগুলি হচ্ছে সংস্কৃত ওয়ার্ড। এই সংস্কৃত ওয়ার্ডটার মানেটাকে বোঝাতে হবে, এক্সাম্পল দিতে হবে, ব্যাখ্যা করতে হবে, বুঝতে পেরেছো? আর অন্য কোনো জায়গা থেকে সংস্কৃত শ্লোক কোট নিয়ে আসতে হবে না। ঠিক আছে, এই যে ডেফিনেশনটা, এই যে সংস্কৃত যে শ্লোকটা, এই শ্লোকটাকেই ব্যাখ্যা করতে হবে। শ্লোকটারই এক একটা ওয়ার্ড, এক একটা জিনিসকে ব্যাখ্যা করে 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 যেতে হবে। ঠিক আছে, এটা অন্য আর কিছু বিষয় নেই এর মধ্যে। ঠিক আছে, এর সঙ্গে আমি যেসব জিনিসগুলো আমি বোঝালাম, সেই জিনিসগুলো আপনারা উল্লেখ করবেন। অ্যাকচুয়ালি যেরকম অন্য অভিলাষিতার ক্ষেত্রে একটা শ্লোক আপনাদের সবচেয়ে সকলের জানা একটা শ্লোক বলুন, যেটা আপনারা সকলেই জানেন, প্রতিদিন সেটা আপনারা পাঠ করেন, উচ্চারণ করেন।
না ধনং না জনং না
হ্যাঁ,
সুন্দরী
এইরকম এক্সাম্পল দিতে হবে, এরকম এক্সাম্পল দিতে হবে। ঠিক আছে, তো অন্য আর কিছু না। ঠিক আছে, তাহলে আমরা এবার শুরু করব শুদ্ধ ভক্তি কাকে বলে। এবার উত্তম ভক্তির ডেফিনেশন আমরা পড়লাম। ওকে, উত্তম ভক্তির ডেফিনেশন আমরা পড়ে নিলাম। we have completely understood uttama bhakti. Now there are 6 characteristics of uttama bhakti. Okay. What are the 6 characteristics of uttama bhakti?
Chapter 1.
Yes. This also is little difficult chapter. The 6 characteristics of devotional service. Kleshagni shubhada moksha laghutakrit sudurlabha chandratma vishesha chandrananda visheshatma Sri Krishna akarshani cha sa. Okay, so this is the definition of the characteristic of pure devotional service. Kleshagni shubhada moksha laghutakrit sudurlabha Chandra Ananda Visheshatma Sri Krishna Akarshana. Okay, all these terms are not there. You can take it. I will share. Also take a note. Okay. Explanation of this are there. Kleshagni means pure devotional service bring immediate relief from all kinds of material distress. Subhada means pure devotional service is the beginning of all auspiciousness. Moksha Laghutakrit means those in pure devotional service derive even the conception of liberation. Moksha Bantha, free from all kind of moksha vancha. Sudurlava, very rare. Pure devotional service is rarely achieved. Chandra Ananda Visheshatma, pure devotional service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. And it is Sri Krishna Akarshani. Pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. The 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. Kleshagni, Shubhada, Shalabhudakrit, Shudullava, Chandra Ananda, Sri Krishna Akarshana. Klesha Agni. Kleshagni means, Klesha means mental suffering. Agni means destroy. Dhani, Kleshagni. Lashakli means destroy. So pure devotional service brings immediate relief from all kinds of material distress. In how much time Krishna will stop all my suffering? The question is there. We are practicing devotional service. And again, there are statements like Krishna's statement. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarvapapebhyo mokshayami ma shucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. So how far we have surrendered to Krishna? If we surrendered 100%, then we will be 100% free from Krishna. There are three kinds of devotees: those who are eternally on the transcendental platform, Nitya Shitta. Those who have been elevated to the transcendental platform by the execution of devotional service are Sadhan Shitta. And those who are neophyte devotees advancing toward the perfection platform are Sadhaka. Okay. So we are at which stage? There are three kinds of devotees. One are eternally in transcendental platform, Nitya Shitta. One have entered into eternal platform, transcendental platform by Sadhan Shitta. And someone is practicing neophytes advancing towards perfection. Sadhaka. We are at which stage?
We are sadhakas.
Sadhakas. But then we read in Nectar of Devotion, page 91, a devotee should not expect immediate relief from the reaction of his past misdeeds. A devotee who is not perfectly freed from the resultant action should therefore continue to act in Krishna consciousness seriously, even though there may be so many impediments. Okay. So it is not an overnight thing. The example sometimes it is given. We have switch off the fan, but instantly the fan does not stop. Fan rotates for some time and then it stops. So that is what. Srila Prabhupada has extended. Someone can read.
Srila Prabhupada has extended Krishna's statement in the Bhagavad Gita to the spiritual master who is Krishna's representative, that if you surrender to the spiritual master at the time of initiation, you become free from all sinful reactions.
Yes. So which
is it?
Yes. Complete?
Are we actually free from all sinful reactions immediately when we surrender, or do we gradually become free?
What is the answer?
Gradually.
Answer is to
Everyone
Prabhupada
gradually?
says that immediately.
Oh, no,
Immediately.
immediately.
Someone says gradually.
Immediately.
Yes. Some Prabhuji can read.
Srila Prabhupada has given some other hints which could help us resolve this question. He has said that when the devotee surrenders to Krishna, Krishna will take charge of the devotee's sinful reactions and use the devotee's sinful reactions for the best benefit of the devotee.
Understood? Will take charge of devotee's sinful reaction and use the devotee's sinful reaction for the best benefit of the devotee. Suppose someone has some sinful reaction. Okay. Then the devotee surrender Krishna. The Krishna takes surrendering Krishna means, but the surrendering is not fully happening. But he is trying to surrender. So in that case, what happens? The reaction will be used by Krishna in a different way. By the reaction, the suffering will be there, but that suffering will bring that devotee closer to Krishna. he will put in some difficult situation, but that difficult situation will bring them closer to Krishna. Is that clear? Because some Mataji can read.
Because
in
because in his mind, a devotee may still maintain the remains of his previous sinful mentality. The Lord removes the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishments that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. Although a devotee has surrendered to the Lord's devotional service, until he is completely perfect in Krishna consciousness, he may maintain a slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness of this world.
Okay, so sometimes we are performing pure devotional service, but there are some traces there. So Krishna is we this enjoying mentality. See, why we are at sadhaka stage? We are performing pure devotional service. Then also we are told we are at sadhaka stage. What does it mean? Can anyone understand? Can anyone tell me this? Why we are told that we are performing pure devotional service, but we have enjoying spirit, we have some traces of previous things. What is this? And that's why Krishna put us in enjoyment and like that. What is this? Then are we not performing pure devotional service at sadhaka stage? See, we are performing pure devotional service. Please listen to this thing, understand this thing. We are having enjoying spirit. We are having enjoying spirit, but we have some desire. We have some material desire. But then also we are performing pure devotional service. How it is? Because we are not encashing those material desire by performing pure devotional service. It is separate. We have kept it separate. We are not going to Krishna to fulfill those desires. We may be in our level we are trying. Suppose crude example, just an example, don't take it otherwise. Suppose someone is aspiring to earn more money. He has the desire. But with that desire, he is not performing any devotional service. He is not doing arati more or chanting more for fulfilling that desire. But he may be sharing his resume. He or she may be calling to a friend that if you find some job because salary is less, I want more salary. So if you can see, that is good. That's it. Not that he is all the time he's hitting him, hammering him. You give me job, you give me respect. Not like that. Yes, better salary is better. We can serve. We in the mind it is thinking that we can serve better way. We maybe retire early if we have more money. Like that, many things can be there. But we are not going with this desire to Krishna, and in our mind when chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, please fulfill this. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Not like that. So Krishna may use this kind of desire for the benefit of Krishna's, for benefit of that devotee. He may reward that and also keep his devotee depending upon the sincerity and depending upon the what type of desire is, or he has some other kind of desire which I am not able to share here. At subtle level it is there. To enjoy means in the enjoy what is many things is there. Okay, so Krishna may purify that little enjoying spirit by giving him some punishment through some suffering, through some circumstantial difficulties. Is that clear? So that is what So until unless that is happening, this Kleshagni we will not able to realize. See, Kleshagni we have realized at one point. Think of the day when you start chanting 16 rounds. Think that day. You first chanted 16 rounds. That day is a different day. That day was a different day. Because at that day, on that day, you have come from a 40 degrees Celsius scorching summer heat to a AC in 17 degrees Celsius AC room. Immediately you get relief. Oh, so you have entered into the AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada lotus feet. You have entered into the coolness under the lotus feet of AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. We get relief actually. I don't know. I can still remember the experience of that when I was first introduced to Krishna consciousness. What was horrible when we actually understand what is this bhakti, where I have what opportunity I have got it, where I was suffering, how much, what was my situation materially. So that is a kleshagni at one level. But that does not mean that everything is washed away then and then. Yes.
To just one like experience, like when I had joined in 2015 in Bangalore, so the devotee under whom I was there, so he told me that Krishna will give you some initial taste and then he will take it away. And then throughout your devotional life, you will keep searching for that taste. So it is so true. After 11 years, I still remember when you were saying, when you chanted first 16 rounds. I still remember when I chanted first 16 rounds. So it is
It is
very
there.
relevant.
That is initially there. So initially Krishna will give mercy. So we have all experienced that kleshagni. At very initial level. Our bhakti was very innocent. Our dealing with devotees were very innocent. But now it is not so innocent. If we see, we know this devotee, I know this he's like that, she's like that. Okay. So we have to get free from this. And that's why so many shastras are there. At that time we have not read shastras. But and that's why our initial chanting was at Namava stage. It was officeless chanting. After that, the curve goes like this. It is like initially we go to Navavas, then we flat, then we go up. And that's why the Arthanivritti cycle is so long. So this is how it happens like this for everyone. This is all the sadhakas has this kind of realization. So nothing new. So don't worry for that. Okay. I am also I also remember sometime. One day I have chanted very nicely, but that day I cannot bring that day. It was not the first 16 round. After attending some courses and other things, I still remember that day. Still remember very clearly my 16 round, how much it was wonderful. But I cannot chant like that. So it is there. I am hankering. Same. This has happened with Narad Muni also. In Bhagavatam, Narad Muni has been given this vision. Krishna has given darshan, and then he has given a oral darshan that this lifetime you will not get my darshan anymore. Next lifetime you will able to get. Then keep on hankering for that. Keep on hankering. Increase the hankering. So Krishna acts like this. What can be done? It is the way Krishna acts like that. We want to. But obviously now also by the mercy of devotee, I can say one thing. Chanting together with all the devotees. When sometimes I think chanting in isolation, when I think in that way, chanting in isolation, reading in isolation is better. Sometimes I think. But then when I chant with other devotees, my best chanting is always with other devotees, in presence of other devotees. So sometimes they say that you are chanting Prabhu nice lines. It is not like I am chanting. I can chant like this. I am chanting this. You may appreciate this thing because it is your presence is the main cause. Help me to chant. When I chant alone, it is not like that. So it is everyone. So that is why in Sadhu Sangha is very important. Association is very important, and we have to keep on begging this mercy. Otherwise, we will have the pride of I have become great devotee. So Krishna doesn't want to that pride to become a great devotee. That's why Krishna keeps us in such a situation, and that is actually good for us. Okay. That Krishna is keeping us in a struggling situation. That is good. Okay. So we may have material desire, then also we do pure devotional service. Clear? Is that clear? That is the struggle for sadhaka. And there are various gradations. It is not that he Uttama Bhakti is there. It is all Uttama Bhakti. But there are stages of Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti, and depending upon that stage, other characteristics will be revealed. That I will show one picture. It will be clear. I think it will be here. It will come very soon. I don't know. Next, sorry. Next, someone. Quickly. Time is getting over 9 o'clock.
The
Someone.
Lord,
Yes, please, someone. Anyone, please.
the Lord therefore creates a particular situation to eradicate this remaining enjoying spirit. This unhappiness suffered by a sincere devotee is not technically a karmic reaction. It is rather the Lord's special mercy for inducing his devotee to completely let go of the material world and return home back to Godhead.
Clear? So in devotional service, unwillingly, accidentally, something happens, don't be discouraged. Okay. See what is happening. I can say one thing. In the year 2023, I was put into personally due to some of my wrong decision. I have been put into a very great difficulty, very great financial difficulty. So it was a very complicated situation for me at that time. But I keep on continued my sadhana and everything else. Okay. Financial difficulty means not like immediate financial difficulty. Not that I am put into financial crisis. Some financial wrong decision was there, which was affecting my future financial goal. So it was a disturbing situation, but somehow we managed it. Me and my family together we sailed in that way, and I have seen very interesting thing personally. During that situation, it was my fault only. I can say no problem. So Krishna clearly make me understood that there are still some kind of anarthas are there. I need to clear from that. Philosophically, I may know it. So that's why I'm telling. Knowing philosophically, Jnana was there. Vijnana was not very easy thing. So, but what happens during that situation? I got maximum number of service, maximum amount of service. I was full of service. So many services was there. From Bhakti Vinod Ashram, from Mintu Park Temple, this service, this engage, this thing, you have to do this, you have to do that, this thing, this course, that course. You have to give this lecture, that lecture. You have to take care of this devotees, that devotees. And how can I manage? But I was going through a very that difficulty was there. But at the back of the mind was there. But finally, I understood that Krishna was so. So the problem is the point is difficulty may come, but in that difficulty, you need to see where Krishna is taking me. Whether Krishna is taking closer to his devotees. I have never left from the devotee association. I have never stopped going classes or anything. Not like that, anything. Rather, it got increased. because I have to take the class. How can I bunk the class for that problem? So nobody could understood actually. I sailed to that problem. And now Krishna arranged everything. Financially also Krishna taken care. Without my any endeavor, without any endeavor. Beyond my expectation. Beyond my expectation. I have never expected. Okay. So things may come in a reversal way, but don't be discouraged. Keep on doing. That is what here Prabhupada is again and again telling. Keep on discharging 16 round of chanting for regulative principles and association. Don't ever leave association. Sometimes I have seen many times when some crisis comes, first thing devotee take the decision not to go in class. Stop attending all class. But that is the time to go more take the more association. To share the heart. Okay. Because but devotee association is our only hope. So never ever leave devotee association. Keep on continue. Things will be all right. I from my personal experience, I can clearly see how Krishna so mercifully take care everything beyond our imagination. Beyond our imagination. Okay. So why I am suffering? Ignorance, avidya, bijam, papam, and suffering. So these are the cause of suffering. Avidya, bijam. Bijam is material desire, sinful act is a papam, and suffering is a final prarabdha. Okay. Chronic disease, low birth, renal complication, ugly features. So these are the gross suffering, very gross suffering, prolonged suffering. So disparity in this world, rich and poor, strong and weakness, beautiful and ugly, healthy and diseased. Three causes of suffering we all know: papam, bijam, avidya, root cause, ignorance, sin, suffering. So it's like a tree. Okay. Papa Bhiksha, or we can say, that it is like a tree of our suffering. The fruit is the suffering. Is the suffering. Metal desire is the sin. Metal desire is the seed, and the cause of the metal desire is avidya. Okay, and sin is the fall unmukh. The seed is getting mature, not fully mature. Suffering. Okay. So sinful action is papam. It has a two-part, prarabdha and prarabdha, unmanifested reaction, and prarabdha is manifested reaction. Unmanifested prarabdha is physical emotional suffering, and kutam is sinful tendency. Okay. When some sinful activity we do, we suffer, and we also develop some sinful tendency also. Further sinful tendency. If we successfully do some suffering, some sinful activity, suppose someone is successful to do a conspiracy. Okay. So for that sinful conspiracy, he will be suffering at gross level. At sinful level, he will develop another tendency. Oh, I have now become successful. So next time I will do another conspiracy. So that kutam, that bija, that kutam will be there. Tendency will be fructify in his heart. So our sinful reaction gradually manifests like the development of a seed into sprout and subsequently a full-fledged plant, eventually producing a fruits of suffering. Seed germination, growth, PowerPoint. So this is a gradual process. Okay, this is how it develops.
Prabhu, just the previous slide, can you just keep no, before this
Previous, Prabha.
one.
This one?
No, Prabhu.
This one.
Next one. This one.
I will be sharing. Just try to understand. But you can write. By writing note will give you a better mental impression. You can remember.
Yeah.
It is a this Kleshagni part is little long part. It is little difficult to understand because we have so many questions, practical things. Actually, we are facing this problem. In this regard, there will be finally one verse will be coming. केचित् केवलया भक्ता वासुदेव परायण अगन्धुन्नन्ति कास्नेन निहारम् एव भास्कर. So only Kevalaya Bhakti can burn out. Kechit Kevalaya Bhakti. This rare Kevalaya Bhakti. Kechit Kevalaya Bhakti Vasudeva Parayana Agham Dhunnanti Karsnena. Agham means completely burn out from the root. This root is there. This root will be completely taken, uprooted. This tree will be uprooted. Other process, this Jnana and Karma, this can give some trimming of the fruits and leaves and this thing. Cannot uproot. Only Bhakti can uproot. Pure Bhakti. Kevalaya Bhakti. Not Mishra Bhakti. As we are performing some Mishra Bhakti, the problem is happening. You can remember that Dudh Mishrita Jal and Jal Mishrita Dudh example.
Yes.
So that is the situation our. अप्रारब्धं फलं पापं कूटं बीजं फलनोन्मुखं कर्मेणैव प्रलीयते विष्णुभक्तिरतात्मनम्. Someone can read the translation?
There are 4 kinds of effects due to sinful activities, which are listed as follows. First, the effect which is not yet fructified. Second, the effect which is lying as seed. Third, the effect which is already mature. And fourth, the effect which is almost mature.
Okay. Again, same thing. Papam has a 2-part. Aprarabdha, prarabdha. Sorry, there are two kinds of sinful action. I think this is the wrong thing. Is the prarabdha and this aprarabdha. One is prarabdha. Okay, physical and emotional suffering, and aprarabdha is kutam, sinful proclivity. Okay, what I had just now explained you. Sin, first cause of suffering. Sinful action produce 2 reactions. Aprarabdha and prarabdha. Aprarabdha is manifested. Prarabdha is manifest. Example, disease. So this disease is manifested prarabdha. Okay. Or prarabdha is some proclivity is there. So these are the reactions of sinful action. The first cause of suffering is what? Sin. Question will be coming from this. Be sure for that.
বাংলায় 4টে লেখা আছে, অপারব্ধ, কুট, বীজ এবং ফলনমুখ।
সেটাই তো এখানে আলোচনা হলো। ইংলিশে শুধু বলা হলো এখানে।
বাংলায় তো পারব্ধ বলে কিছু দেওয়া নেই, মানে 4টে ভাগের মধ্যে পারব্ধ নেই, পারব্ধটা আলাদা করে দেওয়া আছে।
বাংলায় কি দেওয়া আছে?
এখানে বলছে পদ্মপুরাণে বলা হয়েছে পাপ কর্মের ফল 4 রকমের হয়, অপারব্ধ, কুট, বীজ এবং ফলনমুখ।
ফলনমুখ যেটা সেটাই তো অপ্রারব্ধ হবে না?
আচ্ছা, ওটা পারব্ধ হবে।
ফলনমুখ মিন্স অ্যাকচুয়ালি কি, এখানে অ্যাকচুয়ালি দুটো জায়গায় দুরকম ভাবে ডেফিনেশন দেওয়া হয়েছে। রূপ গোস্বামী একরকম ভাবে দিয়েছেন, আর পদ্মপুরাণে একটু অন্যরকম ভাবে দেওয়া আছে। ঠিক আছে, আমরা আলোচনা করবো পরে। এটা মোটামুটি আমরা রূপ গোস্বামীর মতন শুনে নি, প্রথমে একটা ভাবে বুঝে নিই, তারপরে দুটো মিক্সড করে এখানে ডেসক্রিপশনটা দেওয়া আছে। আমি জানি এটা একটুখানি কমপ্লিকেটেড, আমি পরে ক্লিয়ার করছি। পাপম, পাপম থেকে কি আসছে? অপ্রারব্ধ, আনম্যানিফেস্টেড রিয়াকশন। ম্যানিফেস্টেড রিয়াকশন হচ্ছে ফলন মুখম, ফল উন্মুখম। ওকে, আনম্যানিফেস্টেড রিয়াকশন আরেকটা হচ্ছে কুটম, সিনফুল প্রক্লিভিটি। See, one is there is papam. Papam has one component of aparabdha. Aparabdha has a two component, sinful proclivity, and another is manifest reaction is about to. His manifest reaction is actually suffering, and in that suffering, that is a one suffering is completely manifested, and some suffering is waiting to manifest. Okay, kutam is completely a propensity. It has not taken any form of fruit. Okay, it has not taken into it doesn't convert into fruit. Falun mukh means you can consider as the pakam, a kacham. Okay. It is an unripened mango, and completely manifested reaction is both are manifested, but one is completely ready to give suffering, and another is about to give suffering. Clear?
So two kinds of prarabdha. From one is from directly from papa, and another is from prarabdha. The branch is
From Papa has, see, Papa is first of all considering his how this sinful activity is giving is see, we are committing some sinful activity. Suppose someone is say a sinful activity, someone is eating meat. Okay, someone is eating meat. This is papam. After committing this sinful activity, reaction will be produced, but the reaction will not be produced then and then. It is not that key for eating meat, he will immediately become that animal and he will be slaughtered. Will it happen immediately? Will it happen immediately? It will not happen immediately.
No.
Okay, so unmanifest reaction, how it will happen? With this successful execution of this sinful activity, he will develop further sinful propensity and will develop further sinful desire. Oh, I have tasted so nice chicken roast. He will develop. I will again one day come. I will go to that restaurant. I go to Arsalan once again to release that sinful, to release that item again. So this is sinful propensity is developing and desire is developing. Okay. And parallelly, for this reaction, some manifest reaction is already getting ready. Okay. This is happening at subtle level, and this is happening, is going to happen at gross level. Suppose after overeating of meat, red meat or something, he has developed cholesterol. Slowly developing cholesterol. And then some blockage. Okay. And then one day heart attack. Getting a gross example, something like that. Is that becoming clear, little bit understanding? So see, this is a cycle. So this sinful desire will again help him to commit again this papa, again aparabdha, again kutam, again bijam, and this again prarabdha. So like that, this cycle of papam is going on and on and on. And the cause, root cause, avidya. Due to avidya, the sinful desire is coming in the heart. Then sinful action is papam, and then unmanifest reaction is aparabdha, and it is getting manifest in the form of suffering, and it is developing another sinful propensity as a kutam, sinful disposition, sinful desire. Okay, sinful proclivity. This kutam is proclivity, propensity. Okay, and then proclivity is how, like, some tendencies there at very subtle stage. Then it is taking a form of a desire. Oh, out of that proclivity, I want to. I am now fixing a goal. I want to having a desire. I will do this. and then I'm doing this, and then I'm getting a reaction at unmanifested stage, and then it is becoming manifested. Falunmukh, to become Falunmukh is actually aparabdha. Okay, and then it is manifesting. Clear? Is this clear?
প্রারব্ধ মানে আমরা বর্তমানে ভোগ করছি,
Yes, perfect.
আমরা সঞ্চয় করে রেখে
Yes,
করব।
এক্স্যাক্টলি। প্রারব্ধ আমরা এখন ভোগ করছি। ফল পুরো গাছ থেকে পেকে, এখন আম পুরো পেকে গেছে, হিমসাগর হাতে চলে এসছে, ঠিক আছে? আর আমটা পাকছে, রেডি হচ্ছে, কাছে আছে, তখন এখনো আসেনি, গাছে পেরে আমরা খাওয়া শুরু করিনি, ঠিক আছে? দেখছি গাছে আছে। Cycle of sin and suffering, sin, aparabdha, unmanifest action, sinful tendency, bijam, prarabdha, manifest action. Clear?
প্রভু কুটের ব্যাপারে একটা এক্সাম্পল দেবেন?
Kutam means
এখানে-
kutam is a like after successful execution. Kutam মানে আমরা যেটা বলতে পারি, it is like মুকুল আমের মুকুল হচ্ছে না, তাকে মুকুলটাকে বলে তো, মানে যেটা বীজের আগের ফর্মটাকে কি বলে?
হ্যাঁ, আমের মুকুল
মুকুল বলে না, তারপরে তো বীজ হচ্ছে, তারপরে সেটা আছে, ওরকম একটা বলতে পারে। আর এমনি বোঝানোর ক্ষেত্রে বিষয়টা কিরকম, দেখি এখানে একটা এক্সাম্পল দিচ্ছে, এখানে আছে এক্সাম্পলটা। কুটাম ইজ লাইক, শুড আই স্টিল দিস মানি? সে ভাবছে চুরি করলে ভালো হয়, চুরি করবো কি, চিন্তা ভাবনা করছে চুরি করার। কুটাম, সিনফুল ডিজায়ার, আই উইল স্টিল দিস মানি অন সো অ্যান্ড সো ডেট, প্ল্যান বানাচ্ছে, ঠিক আছে? আর এ এবার চুরি করে পালিয়েছে, এখনো ধরা পড়েনি, আরে ধরা পড়ে গেছে। So this is, he has caught by the police, he is running after the police, but future he may be caught up, and this is the desire. Okay.
প্রভু, দেন কুটাম মিন্স মানে প্ল্যানিং।
Kutam is not even planning. Planning is also sinful desire.
ডিজায়ার
Planning is, Kutam is desire for planning, desire for whether I will do it, how it to, if I do this, shall I do this? I am thinking, I want to do this at a certain level. Okay. No definite plan is there. Only a subtle desire is there. When it is a definite plan, I'm almost ready to execute. That is a desire. Kutam convert into a complete desire. Otherwise, there is a tendency. There's a tendency. See, I am giving another gross example, little gross and little different example. Suppose someone is seeing a beautiful woman, and he is developing a desire to enjoy that woman. A general desire for enjoying that woman. A man is desiring to enjoy a woman. Illicit desire is coming in his mind. Everybody, somewhere, say workplace or anywhere, a man is seeing some beautiful woman, and he is developing the desire. But not a definite plan, just a desire is there, tendency is there. Even though he knows that he is a married woman or everything. So up to this it is kutam. But one day he planned in a definite way to to do something to fulfill that desire. He planned to meet that woman, approach that woman that I will take you, you can come with me. Something he thought that I will give, say some Valentine's Day is coming. He's thinking that I will give flower, something he's trying to do. So that is a desire. That is a bijam. He's thinking. Not he has not performed. He's thinking that I will do that. A definite plan, something. He will ask her to come and have a dinner, have a lunch with me during lunch break in the office. Something he is thinking. And then he is doing that. That doing is actually papam. This stealing is the papam. This is the papam. This is the activity, action.
Prabhu, kutam will always result in bijam, like, or it can be avoided.
Yes, kutam can be avoided. Kutam can be there. See, hundreds of kutams can be there, but it can be avoided. Easily avoided. When those who are practicing devotee, kutam may be there. But kutam cannot be, kutam, not like that way. Kutam normally, for a practicing devotee, kutam may come from previous activities. Before coming to bhakti, something he or she has done. From that it has come. Because kutam will generate from doing some papam. Okay. From papam only kutam will come. See, this sin, this aparabdha is developing, forming into kutam and prarabdha. Unmanifest reaction is giving it two component. Unmanifest reaction, aparabdha has a two component. One is prarabdha, gross manifestation, another is kutam, sinful proclivity. Suppose I am giving that example. Suppose that man becomes successful to impress that woman. He becomes successful to impress that woman and have some illicit relationship with that woman. So with that, he will develop another scheme with another woman. He may develop. So that will give him another to commit another sinful activity. He will that will develop another sinful proclivity. Oh, by this I can impress a woman. This plan is working. Okay, I will do this again. Okay, this is a tendency. It becomes a tendency, and then it becomes a desire, and then it becomes an action. Okay, is that clear? Any question up to this? Question will come up from this. So here again the illicit sex. Kutam, should I enjoy this lady? Same example. I was telling this thing. I will enjoy with this lady in the next month in drinking party. That's the sinful desire. Illicit sex. Giving AIDS. An unmanifested reaction is waiting. Okay. So how to stop the cycle of sin? Tolerate the sinful desire. Do not try to satisfy the sinful urges. Okay. 2.70. Bhagavad Gita 2.70. That verse is there. Apurjamanam achala pratishtham. Apurjamanam achala pratishtham. Samudramava. Yes, I'm forgetting. It is like a material desires are coming like a waves of a sea, of an ocean. Okay, but a sthitaprajna a person who is studying will not respond to that. Shakam no. The person who is kami, who is lusty, cannot become steady. But who can tolerate, he will be successful. So three of sinful reactions can be destroyed by karma, jnana, and yoga process. Just see, the tree can be. I have told this thing can be destroyed by karma, jnana, and yoga process. But roots of avidya and bija, material desires, can be destroyed only by devotional service. We will be detested. We will lose the taste only. We will like now. If anyone gives 1 crore of bank balance to you, I am sure that none of us will eat meat. Isn't it? So that means the root we have completely understood. Avidya has gone. Bija has gone completely. So this is called. This is happening due to you are practicing Uttama Bhakti, Kevala Bhakti, not a mixed devotee. So this is the verse. This is the verse I was telling. He chit kevalaya bhaktva vasudeva parayana agam dhunnanti kasnena agam dhunnanti kasnena. This is there in sixth canto actually. Sixth canto Shuddha Goswami described this. Agam dhunnanti kasnena niharam. From the root it will be destroyed. So which process can clean up our karma bandhan? So with the ignorance, only bhakti to Lord Krishna can uproot avidya. Puto, proclivity, only bhakti. Bija, material desire, seed. Jnana, Ashtanga Yoga can burn material desire. Papa karma, sinful activity, Jnana Yoga with tapasya, brahmacharya, etc. can stop sinful actions. Prarabdha follow suffering food can be taken care by jogya, dana, tapa, cleans up sinful reactions. So only bhakti can completely give us free us from the sinful proclivity. You know, Jannamudheya Sarvanu Kirtanati Jat Jat Prahannati Jat Smarat Api Kachit Shad Api Shad Shravanaya Kalpate Kuto Punaste Bhagavanti Darshana. Even a person born in a family of dog eaters immediately becomes eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices if he once uttered the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or chants about him, hears about his pastimes, offering him obeisance or even remembers him. So this is the beauty or power, glories of devotional service. So ultimately the objective of writing this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is to bring us that Bhakti is the best. Yes.
Prabhu, so like the prarabdha, did we read that it can be destroyed by karma, jnana, and the other process, prarabdha?
No, Prarabdha cannot be destroyed. See, Prarabdha phala can be destroyed. You see, Prarabdha phala means what? It can be destroyed. It can be destroyed. But it cannot be destroyed. It cannot destroy the seed. So if the seed is there, again the fruits will come. Again the tree will come.
Prabhu, in Krishna Namashtaka, one of the like shlokas, fourth shloka, it says that prarabdha, it cannot be destroyed by anything else other than bhakti.
Yes, that is the point I am telling. The Prarabdha cannot be destroyed because if there is, see, Prarabdha means Prarabdha fall. Okay, whatever the results are there, suppose I have a sinful result, I have committed some sinful action. Okay, if I do some prayaschitta, that sinful action will be nullified. Okay, but whatever suffering I have already destined, I am having this material body and undergoing this suffering. So this suffering cannot be taken care by any other process than bhakti. Okay. Whatever the fruits we are suffering, that fruit can only be destroyed by bhakti only. Fruit means, see, fruit means, here we need to understand in this way. Just a minute. Yes, I don't know this. You are right, actually. This by taking complete shelter only, the prarabdha can be destroyed. Okay, prarabdha can be destroyed by taking complete shelter. See, actually, why it is told like this way. Yeah, I got it. How what is this? Sinful activity, up to sinful activity, it is correct actually, what I understand, because someone is doing papa karma. Okay, sinful activity he is doing, sinful action. Now he can stop that sinful activity and can do yoga. So the sinful activity will be stopped. If he stops sinful activity and start doing yoga, he is no more committing any sinful activity. He is no more committing any papa. I think this part is little problematic. I need to check with this thing. That's why I don't readily use something of this thing, because it is there in the bhakti, in this section only it is there. Prarabdha can only be destroyed by bhakti only. You are right. So this part you should ignore. This part, this prarabdha fall, suffering fruit, up to this part is okay. Papa karma will be destroyed by jnana, yoga and tapasya. Means when a person started doing all these pious activities, he is not committing this sinful activity. So sinful activity can be replaced by this, and with this the sinful material desire can be also destroyed, but the proclivity cannot be destroyed. Okay, but prarabdha can only be destroyed by bhakti. Like, what is the prarabdha? Suppose someone is a priest. What is the time now? It is 5 minutes past. Someone is priest, someone is kshatriya, someone is whatever. Someone is in Brahmanical, in Varnashram system, someone is performing his activity. Okay. So with these pious activities, he cannot overcome his prarabdha situation. But if he can start doing bhakti, he can override all that things. He can become a pure devotee, situating in any situation. Sthane sitang sutikotang tanubang manovi. So he can completely get out of this Varnashram system, just like Jara Bharat. Jara Bharat was apparently the son of Brahman, but he was out of the Varnashram system almost. He's pure devotee. By his pure devotee only, he completely ignored his Brahminical status. Okay, so he can change the prarabdha by doing devotional. You are right. So this is, we have to understand this. Even a person. So this is the point. How he can change the prarabdha. Even a person. This is actually the point. How he is changing the prarabdha. Born in a dog-eater family, but he is completely changing his prarabdha and becoming a pure devotee. He can do the yoga also. Clear? Is that clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now it is clear. Now, so ignore that last part. Mature sinful activity, chronic disease. Legal implication. Chronic disease means Vasudev leper. Okay. By doing devotional service, he become, you know that the story of Vasudev, Vipra? He was having leprosy. And by the touch of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he cured from this leprosy. And then he was crying. He was having leprosy, and that's why so many insects used to take shelter of his body. And he used to keep the insect on his body to give him the shelter. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cured him. Then he said that after your cure, I will become proud. Vishnu said, no, you will not become proud. You are so humble devotee. Legal implication, drug mafia joining ISKCON and later released by the court. Legal implication. A drug mafia, you know, that is the story. A drug mafia joined ISKCON and later released by court because he was doing so much austerity, waking up 3:30 o'clock and dancing and doing service till 10 o'clock. The court said you are doing more austerity than outside the jail, so you be there. So born in a low-graded family, Western devotees, change their prarabdha. These are all prarabdha. So this is the example how the devotional service can change the prarabdha actually. Uneducated Brahman of South India, uneducation, very ugly. Kubja become so beautiful. You know who was a Kubja in early lives? Who was Kubja in his last birth? Before she was Kubja?
Prabhuji, Surpanekha.
Surpanakha, yes. Correct. So Ramchandra fulfilled his desire by becoming Krishna. Okay. So this is how prarabdha is taken care only by devotional service. One who is engaged in Krishna consciousness and devotional service has without doubt become freed from all contamination of mental sinful activities. Devotional service therefore has the power to actually nullify all kinds of reaction to sinful deeds. So actually, what is happening, I don't know how Prabhuji has put that thing, Radhashyam Prabhuji has put that thing. The point actually, what he is meaning by this thing, that by doing devotional service, everything is taken care. Right from the root tendency, everything is taken care. But other things are partially taken care. Okay, so this is what we need to understand. So this is another thing. Tatte manukampa shushumikshamana bhunjano evatma kritam vipakam ridbhagava bhir vidadhan namaste jiva tejo mukti padeshadayo bha. So this is what we need to always relish. We need to remember. This is Prabhupada has told. This is the governing sloka, governing verse for a devotion, for a devotee. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reaction of his past misdeeds, and offering you respectful obeisance with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. Mataji, please be muted. So, Prarabdha devotee glorifies Bhakti Yoga. Even a slight engagement in devotion service can counteract the disqualification incurred by Lovat. A Chandalo can become devotee, non-devotee Brahmana. So, we have completed. So, Sadhana Bhakti can taken care. At Sadhana Bhakti stage, these two characteristics will be revealed, Kleshagni and Shubhada. At Bhava Bhakti stage, Kleshagni, Shubhada, Moksha Logotakrit, and Sudurlabha will be revealed. And in Prema Bhakti stage, Kleshagni, Shubhada, Moksha Logotakrit, Sudurlabha, Sandrakuni, and six. All six. So it is clear. So Prema Bhakti is all six, Bhava Bhakti is 4, Sadhana Bhakti is 2. 2, 4, 6. Okay. This is how it will be revealed. Prema, Sri Krishna Akarshani, Chandrakuni, Dvesha. Bhava Bhakti will include, so Sadhana Bhakti is Shubhada and Kleshagni. At Sadhana Bhakti stage, we should experience Shubhada and Kleshagni. Bhava Bhakti stage, Sudurlava and Moksha Lahutakrit will be explained, will be revealed, will be experienced. And in Prema, Krishna will be attracted. And we will experience the Chandra Ananda Bijatma, very condensed mellow of Krishna Prem. It will become condensed, like condensed milk. We will not having any what to speak of any water. Traces of water is not there. Then it become very juicy, very thick rasa. So this is the last part. Yeah. Material contamination is very subtle. Its beginning is fruition and results, and how or suffers such results in the form of distress are part of a great chain. When one catches some disease, it is often very difficult to ascertain the cause of the disease. The practical injection to stop all fructification of seeds of our sinful activities, simply engagement with Krishna consciousness. Okay. Yes.
Prabhu, just one last question, Prabhu. So,
Yes.
we heard that how Uttama Bhakti is different from Uttama Bhakta, and how even a Kanishta Bhakta can be performing Uttama Bhakti. But one of the
Kanishta Bhakta is as a sadhaka, he is performing Uttama Bhakti, getting free from Annavilasita Shunna and Jnana Karma Anabhritam. Everything is there. He is free from that, but see, he is Shraddha and Shastra Jukti is not mature. So Uttama Bhakti and Uttama Bhakta is a completely different conception.
So when one of the 6 characteristics is mentioned, it is rare.
Yes.
But here we see that everybody, like not everybody, like the devotees, even in Kanishta level, they are performing Uttama Bhakti. Then how it is rare, Prabhu?
See, Uttama Bhakti has 6 characteristics. Out of that, one characteristic is Shudurlava. Why Shudurlava? See, has Uttama Bhakti has 3 types of bhakti. Uttama Bhakti category has 3 types of bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. In Sadhana Bhakti, only Kleshada and Mokshada, Kleshada and Shubhada is manifested, is revealed. In Bhava Bhakti, another 2 characteristics is revealed because it is becoming more thickened. See, we are doing bhakti, see, the point is we are doing, getting free from all sorts of motivations. Now we are trying to please Krishna. Now this trying to please Krishna's intensity is variation. There is a variation of intensity. A sadhana bhakta, a sadhaka has a lower intensity. A bhava bhakta has a higher intensity, and a prema bhakta has a super excellent intensity. The mellow is there, so the milk is there, but milk is becoming more thicken and thicken and thicken and thicken. That's how we have to understand.
Yes, Prabhu. Understood.
Okay, this is whatever with limited understanding I have, because I am not in that stage. I cannot say all that things theoretically. Actually, okay. So we are stopping here. Only Kleshagni part is completed of the first chapter. It has six characteristics. Other things will move fast because this is the sadhaka stage. We are struggling to complete this thing. Other stage will move fast. So I don't know how far the authority will allow to have extend the class, because if the extended class is there, so we need to have some additional class. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much. We are completing here for the today's session. We will meet on Friday. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Grantha. Jai.
Jai.
Bhagwan ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai. Jai.
Jai.
Sorry, and tolerating me for so extra time. Thank you for that. Hare
His
Krishna.
most Sundar Prabhu Ji ki jai.
Our Lord Lord Sri Prabhupada, Lord Bhakti.
Shadar Pranam Prabhu Ji, Hare Krishna.
Radhe Pravan Prabhu.
Class question was raised regarding this prarabdha fall, suffering fruit, whether this can be destroyed by jogko, dana, tapo, cleans up sinful reaction. So this is in connection that I just want to clarify further. And this tree was also described. The tree of sinful reaction can be destroyed by karma, jnana, yoga, but the root cannot be destroyed. The root is, particularly the avidya is the root, and bija, the mental desire, cannot be destroyed. So in this connection, we need to understand it from one important thing we need to understand, that is when there is some sinful activity is performed, in that situation there are some process given in scripture by which one can counteract that sinful reaction. For example, that is called actually prayaschitta. Okay, atonement. In English, it is called atonement. Not only in Sanatana scripture, in all the scriptures, it is there. Like in Christian also, they used to go to the church and they pray, they beg forgiveness for their all the sinful activity that they have done, and then they come back. So like that. So this is actually related to that kind of counteraction. Okay, just the sinful reaction is counteracted by some activity. Okay, some prayaschitta. It is called in Sanskrit, it's called prayaschitta. So in this connection, there is a verse in Bhagavatam. There all, only it is written. From there only, this I will show you again. I will show the verse also, and before that, I will show the one Prabhupada lecture where Prabhupada is also clarifying this point. And in Bhagavatam, where Shukdev Goswami is giving this instruction. So, and you can remember there are various pastimes related to Prayashchittam is there. Yeah. And in that connection, Prabhupada explained this particular understanding. This is in 6.1.13. I will open it. I'm just reading the translation. My dear king, if a diseased person eats a pure, uncontaminated food prescribed by a physician, he is gradually cured and the infection of disease can no longer touch him. If one follows the regulative principle of knowledge, he gradually progresses towards liberation from contamination. Sometimes one who is very alert so as to not to commit sinful acts is victimized by sinful life again. Not before this. Maharaj Parikshit said one may know that sinful activity is injurious for him because the acting Shukdev Goswami replied, my dear king, if one before one's next life, before interest activity performed his movement towards body and not compared with proper atonement, one will certainly enter the hellish planets after death and undergo terrible suffering as I previously described. Actually, the point is by this kind, I just want to show that particular verse. I have saved it somewhere, not getting it right now. So, in that verse, Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami is instructing that by performing these activities, one can counteract the sinful reaction. For example, suppose someone is infected with some disease and he is taking some medicine, some treatment, so that the disease that he is suffering, that is coming from his prarabdha. It is a prarabdha reaction fall, manifested prarabdha. But if he takes a proper medication, proper diet, follow the doctor's instruction. Nowadays, we don't do any prayashchit. We take modern medical facility. That is also a prayashchit. We pay some money. We pay some price for that disease. and we get cured. Sometimes some operation needs to be done, sometimes prolonged medication need to be taken, some prolonged treatment need to be taken. So that is called, we can say that is a kind of prayashchittam that we perform to counteract that disease. So that is the way how the prarabdhas are nullified. This is a prarabdha nullified means what? The reaction of the prarabdha, we suffer for some time, some duration of time, and then we get cured. Okay. The point is, that's why this can also be done by suppose some person has done some sinful activity. After that, if he do some dana, some yoga, some kind of karmakandiyo auspicious activity, then that inauspicious reaction of the sinful activity will be counteracted. So this is a karmakandiyo solution. Also, there are in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Sri Krishna also prescribed something about this. So I will share that also. Exactly, I don't know where I have kept the particular words that I wanted to show. Where I have kept it in that it is there in that chapter only. So Bhagavad Gita chapter 18.5. Okay, 18.5 tells Joggodana tapo karmo na tajjam karjam evatat Joggodanam taposchaivo pavunani munishinam. Act of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up. They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. It can purify. What does it mean by purify? Because this kind of yoga, performing this yoga, we have to sacrifice something. By this sacrificial activity, it purifies us. So in that way, it counteracted some sinful reaction also. So that is what it is told that Joggodana Tapo cleans up sinful reaction. This is the means. Cleans up sinful reaction. But it does not cures from the root. The point is, it does not cure the disease from the root. Sometimes we also say that if I take, say, for example, I'm not taking any particular process of medication. If I take this process, it will cure the symptom, but it will not cure from the root. So similarly, this kind of activities cure the the reaction apparently goes away, counteracted. The suffering for the time being got stopped, but that does not mean that the propensity, the desire for committing sinful. Propensity means what? What is the term for propensity for committing sin? Anyone remembers?
Kuto.
Kutam, exactly. Kutam. That is the propensity, proclivity, or tendency, and inclination. Inclination is there. And sinful desire, what is the Sanskrit term for sinful desire?
Bijo.
Bijam. Yes. Sinful desire is bijam. So, these kutam, bijam. And what is the root cause of all papam? Any kind of sinful activity, what is the root cause of all papam? What is the root cause of it? Root cause is avidya, ignorance. Ignorance is the root cause. So, this ignorance can only be vanquished by pure devotional service, not a mixed devotional service. Pure devotional service. This we need to understand. So that's why when we come to the stage of rendering pure devotional service, even at sadhaka stage, this kleshagni will be experiments. We will experience the relief from material sin, from material suffering. What are the kleshas?
आध्यात्मिक आदि भौतिक आदि
Yes,
दैविक.
Adidhari. So all these kleshas, we will not get influenced by it. What does it mean? Get relief from it. Relief from means that it will not influence my devotional life. It means actually that. It does not mean that it will be completely absent from my life. Okay. The point is, what does it mean? At sadhaka stage, when we perform pure devotional service, we will come to the platform that we are not this body, we are soul. So the I am again clarifying this point that this actually destroy this actually destroy the destroy it means in the sense it get temporary relief by Jogodhana Tapa, it gives some temporary relief. Okay. So this is what Prabhupada is. This is one Prabhupada lecture. Prabhupada is also mentioning this thing. Yes. So in the beginning, we did not impose so many rules and regulations. There is a no rules and regulations. First things is required Chedapana margin. Unless one's heart is clean, he cannot accept rules and regulations. This is not possible. If a man is thief and if you have give him moral instruction that stealing is very sinful, do not do it, he would not care for it. Sorry. A butcher, if you advise him that animal killing is very bad, it is sinful, he will not accept. That is not possible. His heart should be cleansed. Price chittam vimarshanam. Vimarshanam. So this vimarshanam, this in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the process of price chitta atonement is discussed. And Shukdev Goswami has recommended that this process of price chitta ritualistic ceremony after committing some sinful activities to counteract it, there are in every Shastra, there is some counteracting formulas. The people generally follow that. In Christian religion also there is confession atonement. A sinful man goes to the church and confesses. Similarly, in every religion there is such atonement process. Okay. But Purukit Maharaj refused to accept this atonement process. He protested that a man commits sinful activity and excuse some atonement process. Again he committed same thing. That is the point. So this only gives some temporary. Suppose a man has murdered, okay, or some say has some commit some. So murder is a different kind of capital punishment should be given. So that is a completely different thing. It can be released by the capital punishment. But some gross sinful activity he has performed, and after that, if he is arrested and he is put into jail, and he served the jail terms for full period, and then he come out as a and he can again after he fulfills the understand, and particularly nowadays the jails are like give them the rehabilitation process, the what is it called, like they reform, they try to reform the criminal, okay, if as far as possible, but without Krishna consciousness it is not possible. So but if he serve the punishment, if he gets the full punishment, then he can again come out. Suppose he is given 5 years jail, okay, so after 5 years he becomes a free citizen, he again come out from the jail, but that does not mean the inclination goes away. By doing this activity, that sinful reaction is counteracted. He will not be suffering any further as per the state law. Similarly, as per the scriptural law also, there are some counteracting process. So that can be done by this Joggodhana Tapa. So it is talking about that. But like some karma, some prarabdha karma, like here the examples are given, like very ugly looking person. This kind of thing cannot be counteracted by normal Joggodhana Tapa. This kind of, this is also in prarabdha. This is a very, what I can say, this mature sinful activity. This is a very gruesome sinful activity. So for that, even this chronic disease, sometimes the materially modern medical treatment can be cured, can be cured. Okay, but again that person can fall into disease, but that this can be completely cured if he takes up sinful, if he completely, because the sinful, the point is, it is not very easy to understand actually that the sinful reaction is there, but it is manifesting, and he is taking some cure Joggodhanu Tapa, it is counteracted, and but due to the remaining other component means, what are the other components? The other component is this proclivity is not gone. Huh? This sinful proclivity is not gone, tendency, that's why sinful desire is coming, and that's why the sinful action is happening, and that's why this cycle is going on. So this cycle is not break. The cycle can only be broken by pure devotional service. So by that only the the, the default setting of prarabdha can be counteracted from the root. From the root, if one takes up pure devotional service. I think I clarify, and this also mentioned in Brahma Samhita. In Brahma Samhita also, it is mentioned in 5.54. I adore the Paramable Lord Govinda, who burns up to their roots all fruitive activities of those who are imbued with devotion, and impartially ordains for each the due enjoyment of the fruits of one's activities, of all those who walk in the path of work in accordance with the chain of their previously performed karma. No less in the case of the tiny insect that bears the name of Indragopa than in that of Indra, king of Devas. So this is a famous verse. Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. So this karma can be completely burned out by only pure devotional service. Other than that, no other process, it cannot burn out. Karma and jnana cannot burn out the karma from the root. The point is that karma and jnana can temporarily give some relief from that sinful reaction. So point is, the prarabdha completely get burnt up, completely get vanquished only by pure devotional service that we have discussed, like केवल केचित् केवलया भक्त्वा वासुदेव परायण अभं धुन्नन्ति कास्नेन निहारं इव भास्कर. So that is the point we discussed earlier, that by that only it can be completely discussed. So the here on last class that I just clarified that this is not correct, or we have some doubt why this is shown like this way. So I clarified this is the sinful reaction is only cut out by this, it's counteracted, not the root cause. So that's why the prarabdha remains, prarabdha propensity, the papam propensity is reverted, it can be again committed. Okay, so this is how we need to understand. And the prarabdha, like the janmagata prarabdha, this can be only that someone is born in Shudra, by doing Joggodhana Tapa, he cannot be elevated to like this verse. Even a person born in a family of dog eaters, Panchama, he can also become qualified to do the Vedic sacrifice. This kind of elevation, this is a janmagata prarabdha. This janmagata prarabdha can only be counteracted. But that is but some prarabdha which is like chronic disease, some legal complication, this kind of prarabdha maybe can be some, it depending upon the nature, but then also like Very complicated legal complication also cannot be done. Some kind of like, for an example, suppose someone is someone suppose hit someone, okay, someone give a hit and some got injured, or some gross accident has happened and something has happened, some injury has happened. So that injury, for that person will not be taken to jail, isn't it? But when there is a gruesome murder, then there will be jail. So similarly, there are various kind of sinful reaction. Some simpler kind of sinful reaction can be taken care by this. We can conclude by this way. Okay. But some very gruesome sinful reaction like this kind of thing, very chronic disease, legal implication, born in low graded family like Panchama, uneducated completely, this kind of things cannot be counteracted. This kind of prarabdha can only be nullified by pure devotional service. Okay, so I just clarified this now.